lost 4-0 this season against Liverpool, and that's no disgrace, but at Kenilworth Road back in November they were made to look distinctly second-rate. But then that surface has never suited them. A 0-0 draw their last season was down to the greatest performance from a goalkeeper I've ever seen, and if Newcastle had lost 4-0, then Martin Thomas would have still had a good game. Luton are certainly the better side on plastic. In midweek they beat Portsmouth 4-1, but a couple of days before that on the Wembley turf they lost by the same score to second division strugglers Reading. Glenn Roeder has led his team out onto the field. Gary Kelly in goal, Neil MacDonald and Brian Tinian the full-backs. David McCreary wears 4, operates in midfield with John Anderson and Glenn Roeder at the centre of the defence. Paul Stevenson keeps his place at 7, Paul Gascoigne at 8, Paul Goddard at 9, Michael O'Neill at 10 and Kenny Wharton at 11. So there's still no room in the side for £250,000 signing Peter Jackson. He takes his place on the bench alongside another fairly recent signing, John Cornwall. Today's mascot is Paul Thompson. He's 9 years of age, comes from North Kenton. His favourite player is, not surprisingly, Paul Gascoigne, and there are the two of them together. His hobbies are football, of course. He likes cars and bikes too. Not a bad little mover, Paul Thompson. And he'll be looking to his idol, Paul Gascoigne, to produce something special this afternoon. Glenn Roeder, the skipper, had a fine game a week ago. David McCreary seems to have shaken off an injury that's been bothering for most of the season. Luton Town, Les Seeley in goal. Tim Brecker, who scored his first goal for the club in the corresponding fixture last season. Ashley Grimes wears 3, Darren McDonough 4, Steve Foster and Mal Donaghy will be the two big central defenders. Danny Wilson is at 7. He was once a transfer target of Newcastle United. At 8, replacing the injured Brian Steen, is Rob Johnson. Mick Harford, who had a spell here with Newcastle, of course, wears 9, just having recovered from a nasty bout of flu. Mark Steen wears 10. Kingsley back at 11, and their substitutes Ian Allinson and David Schofield. Match referee is Lawrence Dilks from Mossley, and the two captains Steve Foster and Glenn Roeder. Gascoigne just limbering up by showing his skills. 8 days from now he'll be at the PFA dinner with the rest of the Newcastle players. Gascoigne, one of the nominees for the Young Player of the Year award. If I was a betting man, I'd make him favourite. John Anderson, Neil MacDonald, Steve Foster underneath that, Danny Wilson trying to get away, and Ashley Grimes giving Les Seeley a first touch. Mick Harford, the ground that he knows well, Brian Tinian. Wilson. McDonough beaten by McCreary, but can't get it past Foster. Out comes Gary Kelly. And Mark Steen taking a knock in that collision. Brian Tinian bringing it away. Goddard and O'Neill, who suggests they could have a pretty good partnership going with each other. Seeley had dubious distinction of having to pick the ball out of the back of the net 4 times at Wembley 6 days ago. Gary Kelly had to pick the ball out of the net 4 times at Kenilworth Road back in November. Donner up. McCreary almost playing his captain into trouble, but Rhoda recovering well. Goddard picking out McDonald. First touch to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to get past Grimes. Now wins the first corner. Michael O'Neill. Getting into position to shoot. It takes a deflection. It's in the back of the net. I think it maybe touched Goddard, but it's Michael O'Neill getting the congratulations. Goddard saying, "That's yours, Michael." He got them both against Coventry City a week ago. Now Goddard. Wharton. Donaghy in the way of that cross as O'Neill closed in. O'Neill bought by Willie McFall as one for the future, as they say. Well, he's got 6 goals now on every other game. Tinian. Now Anderson. It's a good ball. Now Goddard. Wharton trying to land the cross. Leaving it for Tinian. Works inside for Wharton. O'Neill again. Steely out bravely. Stevenson United really finding their men with these passes, except for them. O'Neill. And that goal seems to have given Newcastle confidence. Roda. Oh. So midway through the first half, and first blood to Newcastle. Steen, denied by Roda. Wharton running into trouble, but Gascoigne. Oh, and he's threaded his way through. Magnificent play by Gascoigne, and Seeley very quickly off his line. And Gascoigne had been quiet for 5 or 6 minutes, and then suddenly burst in on the game. Drury's challenge on Brecker, resulting in the free kick. Donald's header, Kingsley Black back in. Grimes to try and get something going again for Luton. Donald in his preferred right-back position. But for me this season he's looked just as effective operating in midfield. Nice touch to Gollard. Wharton doing well to pick out O'Neill, and it's Black behind for the corner. And again a lovely build-up by United, playing the easy ball. 1-2 touch football. Luton making heavy weather of getting that away. O'Neill coming for it short. McDonough covering that. Tinian has arrived. And again, Luton having to concede the corner again. O'Neill again coming for it. Headed over the bar by Rob Johnson. I think the first header was Neil McDonald's. This time they do play it short. Fourth corner in a minute. O'Neill's cross. This time Luton gets it away. Maybe not for long. Anderson picks out Gascoigne. Gascoigne hoping somebody might have made the run through the middle. Delightful ball from first McDonald to Goddard and then Goddard to Stevenson. Drury again back well. What a terrific job he does. Again, Gascoigne prepared to just play a simple ball. Donaghy. Gascoigne. O'Neill, and it's 2-0, and that was magnificent because Newcastle strung together some 15 or 16 passes. In the end, Goddard picked out O'Neill. That's his second of the game. His fourth in an hour of First Division football, and he's just 18. But that really was a purist goal. They strung together so many passes, McDonald, Gascoigne, Stevenson, Goddard, all involved. Well, Newcastle looking for revenge for the humiliation they suffered at Kenilworth Road. Important they don't let Luton back into it. Harford. Luton, of course, this afternoon missing Brian Steen. Who always seems to play well against United. Donaghy. Anderson's header. Danny Wilson. Straight to Tinian. Newcastle playing it very much the Liverpool way. Of course they'll be able to put that to the test when they meet Liverpool in the Mercantile on the 16th of this month, Wembley. Luton have also qualified for that, incidentally, as Foster takes the free kick. It reaches Steen, hooked away by McDonald. Goddard again doing well. Crewy's header. Donna and Gascoigne clashing, and Gascoigne comes away. That was the rare occasion when he's trying to go through the forest of players. Kingsley Black, Mick Harford, Rob Johnson, Kenny Wilson to Ashley Grimes. Grimes again. Black, slow cross. And McDonald preventing McCreary's clearance from going for the corner. Good to see the Leazes end populated again. Grimes. Oh, and that's the first time that Gary Kelly has been forced to make a save. But Mark Steen's shot lacking any penetration. Stevenson running in and out of trouble. Oh! Very unroaderish. Mark Steen unable to make the most of that. And a good trap by Tinian. Black. Not much question about that. Away goes O'Neill again, Goddard in the middle, Donaghy in front of him, and I think the youngster was quite keen on getting his hat-trick. It's a corner out of it anyway. Gascoigne. Oh, and again the little chip, and this time Wharton offside. Gascoigne scored a lot of goals from that sort of range, but now tends to prefer to create an opportunity for someone else. Tinian looking very, very good since his return to the side. Well, they beat two of them, couldn't beat the third. Mark Steen leaving it for Ashley Grimes. This is Kingsley Black. A lot of promise, this young man. Dying moments of the first half, possibly Luton's last chance to get something back, and that wasn't too far away from Steve Foster. And a chance for Newcastle to counter-attack. Anderson gets past McDonough. This is Wharton. Donaghy and Foster regarded as two of the best central defenders in the First Division, but they have been made to look very much second best this afternoon. Goddard hooking that one into the middle to McDonald, and he wins the corner of Kingsley Black. And United's 11th corner of this first half. Michael O'Neill, Foster's header away. Tinian picking up the loose ball. Oh, did Seeley slide over with that? Wharton certainly thinks so. Goddard battling on under measure with the ball. McDonald, oh, and he hit the bar, and it's still not away, it is now, but what a magnificent effort from Neil McDonald. I think Seeley touched that one onto the bar and then had to really scramble to get it over. As the referee ends a thoroughly entertaining first half from the Newcastle point of view. 2 goals from Michael O'Neill, and then in the dying seconds of the half, Neil McDonald a rasping 30-yarder that Seeley touched onto the crossbar. The other end, Luton only 1 shot on target, and Gary Kelly able to deal with that quite comfortably. Newcastle lead 2-0 at half-time. Well, can United pick up where they left off? William McFall and physio Derek Wright taking their place in the dugout. And Luton to get this second half underway, and Ray Harford would have had stern words with them, I suspect, in the dressing room. William McFall, his advice I would suggest would have been just keep it as you have been, because United have produced some really classy stuff. Gascoigne's free kick, Roder's header, comfortable for Seeley. To be fair, some of these Luton players may well, albeit subconsciously, have their minds on next Saturday's FA Cup semi-final against Wimbledon. They're pretty safe in mid-table, and cup competition is very much their priority. But a chance here for Mark Steen and Kingsley Black, and Anderson and McDonald combining to get that away, and Tinian eventually does. Certainly if Luton got one early in the second half, then I think that would inspire them to come in search of the equaliser. Corner given. Crowd of over 20,000 here at St James's Park. Foster arriving at the near post. And Kelly up with Harford. And even Kelly at full stretch can't get way above 6'4" Mick Harford. It's time the punch from Kelly. Harford getting in the way of a teammate's shot. Ashley Grimes. Stevenson can't quite keep that in. Stevenson Gallard's made the run through the middle. Donald arriving. Rob Johnson. Mark Steen. Danny Wilson. A good ball for Kingsley Black. Oh, that's good play by Wilson, but denied as McDonough's shot comes in. Luton again. Donald completes the tackle. Goddard always ready to run for those balls, controls it well. It's a good ball towards Tinian. Tinian, though, a little bit hasty with that. Danny Wilson. Easily cut out, a good ball too. Wasn't far off being a very good ball from Tinian. An hour gone. United still 2-0 up. I think the crowd feeling that should be a United ball. Wilson. Obstruction against Anderson. Rhoda trying to set Stevenson away. I know Rhoda has a very high regard for Paul Stevenson. Knows he has the ability to establish himself in this team. Anderson. Goddard. Wharton. Flag just to the right of the picture. Luton Town Football Club. We allow visiting spectators here. Gascoigne. Bad ball into the area. But Rhoda up. Rhoda doing well. Rhoda going all the way. Squares it. Goddard. 3-0. Paul Goddard's 9th goal of the season. But all credit to the skipper, who doesn't waste a lot of time with celebrations. Gets back into position. But Paul Goddard scored a few goals for Newcastle now, but not many could have been easier than that one. Set up by fellow Londoner Glenn Rhoda. And United surely have put the outcome of this game beyond doubt. Becker, Harford denied by Rhoda. McDonald in well. Johnson inside for Steen, McCreary at them all the time. It's McCreary who coolly plays it out to Wharton. Wharton, they're giving it away to Darren McDonough, to Mark Steen. John Anderson, just too far. Rhoda getting the better of Harford as he has for most of the match. And then gets forward again, the United skipper. Tillian. O'Neill. Tillian in well. This is O'Neill. Breaks for Stevenson. Goddard on the overlap. Oh, inside well for Stevenson. A good save by Seeley. Again, that all coming about through playing the easy ball. Stevenson to Goddard, Goddard back to Stevenson. Stevenson finding himself in a shooting position and forcing the save. Danny Wilson getting the better of Gascoigne. Johnson. Donald across well. Harford the throw into Johnson. That didn't quite fall right for Kingsley Black. Midway through the second half. Roeder. Luton prepare to make a substitution. O'Neill is fouled by Foster. And it's Ashley Grimes coming off, and Ian Allison, the former Arsenal player, coming on. Now he is a forward, a striker initially, then did play some games in midfield. So whether Luton are just going to play three at the back, let's see. Tinian for Wharton, leaving it for Goddard. Goddard the shot. Donald standing his man short. Johnson. And a bad ball for Steen. But beaten by strength of numbers. Rich Stevenson. Looks perhaps as if Danny Wilson will fill that left back role. Wilson incidentally scoring a spectacular goal for Northern Ireland recently. Game in which Michael O'Neill was playing. Well, this is Goddard. O'Neill with him. And offside. Sometimes since Gary Kelly kept a clean sheet, you have to go right back to February the 6th, the Wimbledon game. I'd certainly like to keep one this afternoon. Allinson. Cut out well by Anderson. Finds Kenny Wharton. Good return ball to Tinian. Oh, nice stuff. Stevenson with a bit of space. This time it's a better cross, and two players going up, and it hits the bar, and I think it was Wharton's header. Well, that was a good cross from Paul Stevenson. And again, the United build-up was impressive. Ball claim against Donachie. This is Harford. Allinson. Foster. McDonough. Through to McDonald. Goddard. Goddard picking up the rebound. And nobody made the run. This time the understanding between Goddard and O'Neill not working out. Schofield denied by McDonald. Gascoigne, he's onside, he chips it for O'Neill, his hat-trick. And Gascoigne so unselfish. Gazza could have buried that, I'm sure, himself. And Rhoda quick to acknowledge that, and that is the mark of a very good leader of men. And the crowd still applauding the youngster's hat-trick, but surely well aware of Gascoigne's part in that. So, Michael O'Neill, 8 goals already this season. 5 in the last 2 games. Gary Kelly the fist. Gascoigne, the brilliant turn. And United really turning it on now, turning into the byline. Donachie desperately scrambling it away. Well, United might have been outclassed at Kenilworth Road in November, but they're getting their revenge this afternoon. Gascoigne's corner. Well, again, it's been a great afternoon for Newcastle's youngsters, especially O'Neill. Of course, Gascoigne's done his bit. Brian Tinian's had a rock-solid game at left-back. But let's not forget the contribution of some of the older ones. Glenn Roeder and Paul Goddard and David McCreary have been outstanding too. Steve Foster's free kick. McCreary the hooked clearance. O'Neill now with the confidence to try all sorts of things, and it comes off. But McDonough breaks for Luton Town. Well, I don't want to be too casual. I'd almost let in Wilson. Allenson. Wilson again, Kenny down. And Wilson helping up his Northern Ireland teammate David McCreary. Gascoigne. Donna's gone down. I don't know if there's so too as Allenson. I don't know if those elbows are pumping up down a little bit. Donald, Stevenson, Anderson for Tinian, Goddard, Kingsley Black, Danny Wilson, Scofield turning inside and winning the free kick. Brecker and Wilson. It's Wilson to take it, and Gary Kelly can catch those all night. Oh, that finds its way through to O'Neill and inside to Gascoigne. Gascoigne denied by a good challenge from Wilson. Johnson coming away. Oh, gives it straight to Wharton. Stevenson. Wharton, a good ball, surely offside against McDonald. McCreary. Gascoigne bundled down by McDonough. And now United just toying with Luton, and perhaps that's a bit unnecessary. They've got the match won. They've levelled it from the first game. And the crowd, mixed feelings about all this. And I don't know what the Luton players make of it at all. But I think the crowd would rather they went on and tried to get a fifth. There are still a couple of minutes to go maybe. Well, Gary Kelly says that's enough of that. But I think there'll be one or two seasoned professionals in the Luton side who won't like that very much. Maybe one or two in the Newcastle team who won't exactly approve either. Foster away. Back up. The whistle goes. A clean sheet for Gary Kelly. A hat-trick for Michael O'Neill. And my memory of this match will be the performance of the skipper, Glenn Roeder, who had a hand in a couple of the goals. He handled Big Harford very well indeed. And when that young man in the picture there, Michael O'Neill, completed his hat-trick, Roeder quickly across to congratulate him, but also the man who unselfishly gave him the goal, Paul Gascoigne. Now then, a little bit of trouble here. I think Ray Harford, the Luton manager, incensed about the mickey taking at the end. Willie McFall is out there too, and there are fingers being pointed and a little bit of scuffling going on. And that perhaps taking a little bit of the gloss off United's performance. An emphatic victory, Michael O'Neill a hat-trick, Paul Goddard getting the other one. United 4, Luton 0.